You can't become a productive business owner unless you properly know how to manage your time. In this video, I'm going to break down my top time management hacks to boost your productivity and limit your stress as a business owner. Tip number 1 is that you own your time. You've probably heard the phrase, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? Well, it's true, but it all depends on how you use those 24 hours that you're given. What are your priorities? What are some non-negotiables that you have to get done that day? The key is to take ownership over your time rather than panicking that you don't have enough time in your day to get your essentials done. And once you're able to take ownership over that, it's so much easier to prioritize all the things that you have to get done. My next tip is to decide what is worthy for you. You need to separate these two things, what you want to get done and what you need to get done. If you have a task that needs to get done, then it must go before the tasks that you want to get done. As a business owner, you already have enough responsibilities as it is. So stop trying to spread yourself so thin by saying yes to all of these different opportunities that you know you should be saying no to. I want you to try this. Take out a piece of paper and separate it into 2 columns. The column on the left are things that need to get done that day, and the column on the right are going to be things that you want to get done that day. Under the needs column are any priorities you need to get done that day. So this includes client work, this includes any big projects that are due, and if you need to go to a kid's sporting event, that also goes under the needs column. Under the wants column are all of these other subtasks that you might think are priorities in the moment, but actually can be put on the back burner for a little bit. So this includes finding holiday gifts for clients, fixing a website domain, or even just creating a digital product that you've been looking to do for months. Honestly, the list of wants can go on and on and on and on, but it's important that you list them all out under wants rather than needs because they aren't your number 1 priority in the moment. My next big tip is to set a daily highlight. The first thing that you should be doing every single day is reviewing your goals for the day. Setting specific and actionable goals are what's going to progress you towards achieving those larger goals that you set for the month or for the year. And setting a daily highlight is that one major task that you need to get done that will move the needle forward for all of those other goals. So that could be hopping on a coaching call, that could be filming a YouTube video, that could be sending out a proposal for a client. Whatever big task you know you need to get done, that is going to be your daily highlight. Setting a daily highlight is going to give you the clarity that you need to structure the rest of your day. It'll give you the chance to plan other events, other tasks, whatever it may be around that specific daily highlight. That way you're not stressing at the end of the day that you got nothing done. No, you actually got the most important task of the day done, and even though it's just one thing and not a list of 10 separate things, you still get the most important thing done, which is an accomplishment in itself. All right, my next tip is to create a to-do list. We all know that feeling, and I absolutely hate the feeling of having a thought in your head and then you just lose it. Worst feeling in the world. To get rid of this problem, you need to write everything down. If you can't tell by the way that I'm addressing this, I seriously can't stress this enough because if you don't write things down, you're gonna forget about them. Personally, I use multiple to-do lists, which I know sounds a little bit crazy, which it is, but it works for me. I think it's best to have a physical to-do list, so whether that's on a sticky note or just a little journal you have on the side, as well as a digital to-do list. For the physical to-do list, I'll just jot down whatever my daily highlight is and then 1 or 2 other major tasks that I would like to get done throughout the day after the daily highlight. My other to-do list, the more digital one, is the one that I use for all of my backflow of ideas. So this is my digital to-do list called Todoist. And it's completely free to use. I have both a mobile and a desktop version that I use. So whenever I have an idea, I just go in and I can pull up my phone, or if I'm on my desktop, I can just quickly click this Chrome extension right here and just jot down the idea. And I love doing this because it's very user-friendly. Like I said, they also have a mobile version. So if I'm in the store or if I'm on the go, then I can just write down whatever quick thought I had. All right, my next tip is probably my biggest tip, which is the concept of time blocking. So I discovered time blocking back in college, actually, when I was struggling to balance academics and my business and athletics, and it was just super crazy for me, so I knew I needed to come up with a new system. And if you're watching this video, then you're probably also struggling with a little bit of work-life balance. The thing that I realized is you can set a daily highlight, you can have a to-do list, you can follow all of these different productivity tips and, try and change your life with productivity hacks. But the reality is, if you are not setting aside a certain amount of time every single day for that specific task, then it's not going to get done. If it's not in your calendar, it's not going to get done. You're probably going to forget about it, and before you know it, it's 4:30 p.m. and you have a 1,500 word paper due at 5 o'clock. All right, so how do we actually use time blocking? Well, I use two major tools, Google Calendar and SUNSAMA. And if you haven't already watched my video on how to organize your life and create a productivity system with SUNSAMA, make sure you check it out here. So in short, SUNSAMA is a time blocking tool that integrates with some amazing apps that I use as a business owner. Some of them are Google Calendar, Outlook, Notion, Asana, Todoist, and so much more. I can pull events and tasks from each of these softwares and just drag them directly into SUNSAMA. When I do this, it allows me to time block specific tasks into my day. Then once those tasks are scheduled out, they automatically get uploaded to my Google Calendar. In 15 minutes before the event or the task happens, Google Calendar will send me a notification on my phone or iPad. That way I just never miss it. My next tip is to understand Parkinson's law. What exactly is Parkinson's law? So the literal definition of Parkinson's law is the time required to perform a task tends to extend to all the time available to perform it. A great way to think about this is, let's say you go to a coffee shop, you bring your laptop, you're hanging out for a little bit, and then you realize you have no laptop charger with you. And you're like, oh no, what do I do? You get a lot of work done because you realize you don't have unlimited battery, right? So when you give yourself the whole day for a single task, for example, filming a YouTube video, it will inevitably take up all of your working hours to get it done. If you only give yourself 1 to 2 hours to film that YouTube video, then by Parkinson's law, it's most likely going to take you an hour to an hour and a half to actually complete it. And once you understand this concept, you're going to start seeing that you're using your time more wisely. But setting these artificial deadlines is surprisingly an amazing way to get a lot more work done in a lot less time. All right, next up is setting protected time. You need to set aside a certain amount of time every single day for you and anything that is important to you. But the key here is make sure that protected time is in your calendar. So let's say you have a kids dance class that you want to go to, or you have a TV show you want to watch, or you just want to take a nice long shower and not have to deal with anyone. Make sure you put that into your calendar, because that is your protected time. Nobody should be interrupting you for work, business, or anything else during your protected time. I know this might sound a little bit over the top for a lot of people, but if you don't start scheduling out that protected time, then that's when you realize that your work-life balance is going to be way off. So go into your calendar and choose the time that you want to set as protected time. That way nobody can book any calls with you, you can spend time with your family, or you can just relax and chill if that's what you want to do. Another major tip I have is learning how to delegate. Delegation is a learned skill for a lot of solopreneurs, including myself. But when you learn how to do it and when you learn how to do it right, you can focus on the more critical, high-level stuff in your business that nobody else can do except for yourself. So if you notice that you're spending way too much time on certain tasks that are not urgent at all, try delegating or outsourcing them. As a business owner, some great things to delegate are video editing, research, copywriting, or graphic design. Basically anything that isn't a CEO level task should be delegated or outsourced to a freelancer, an employee, or a software that can just lighten the load a little bit. You need to focus on the things that matter most in the business rather than the small, tiny little tasks that just eat away hours of your day. Similar to delegation, my next tip is to automate some of your tasks, more specifically your schedule. Creating schedules takes a big part of your time and can be super challenging. However, you can make the perfect timetable for yourself with a single click using certain calendar tools like Calendly. With Calendly, you can send someone a link with all of your available days and hours. So if someone wants to meet with you or book a coaching call, then they can do it super easily. And they also have this really cool one-off meeting application that you can use as a Gmail extension. And what's awesome about this is that you don't have to worry about the back and forth that you typically get whenever you're trying to book a call or a meeting with someone. My My last tip is kind of straightforward and definitely more of a mindset thing. You need to choose to be satisfied with the work that you've done every single day. An unproductive day can really affect your mood when you're the type of person who cares a lot about productivity and efficiency and just getting everything done that you need to get done. I know I personally get this way, especially when I don't check off all the boxes I want to get done, or somebody interrupts me during my day and my time blocking is off. It really definitely affects my mood. But at the end of the day, you have to make a conscious choice to be satisfied with all of the work that you have done. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments below which time management hack you're going to implement right now. And remember, everyone is the master of their own time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so use those 24 hours wisely.